Do you ever like? Do you ever like wonder what you're doing mid-sentence?
Oh god, we seem to have like passed a crucial point, like a point of no return. You know what? I tell you what moment I found weird. That moment when we were at the shooting range and everything froze. Like, I feel like it could easily be interpreted as like just a joke to say this is how serious we're taking it, but even with that, it felt weird. It felt so weird. Like time had stopped, it felt like. Well, staring? Okay, I guess we'll press on.
While staring off into the stream, I somehow got separated from Rena. I wasn't very lonely though. I know this place now. This is where I live. My home. It's probably better if I just stay here instead of wandering around aimlessly. Someone would surely find me while I was enjoying the evening breeze. I heard a familiar voice. It was Tomitake-san's. I headed towards it. How did it go, Tomitake-san? Were you able to get some good shots? Yeah, fortunately. Tomitake-san was with a girl. I felt a little like I was intruding. How was it, Keiichi-kun? Did you enjoy the festival? From the way she spoke, it seemed like she was a resident of Hinamizawa. I really should try harder to remember people's faces here. What was her name? Well, it was fun. My face must have given away how desperately I was trying to remember her name because she gave a light-hearted chuckle. It's probably because it hasn't been long since he moved here. It's pretty hard to believe, seeing how friendly he got with the other kids. If that's how it looked, it was probably all thanks to Rena and Mion. Perhaps you feel more like a resident of Hinamizawa after taking part in the festival today. I wonder about that. Oh, that's not like you. I had tried to get used to Hinamizawa, but there were still plenty of things I didn't know. The faces of people I'd met, for example. Things that had happened in the past as well. Oh, you're feeling left out because of something like that? It's not so much as feeling left out. It's just, I'm not sure how to say it. That incident at the dam construction site. The fighting over it and other conflicts. That terrible incident they pretended they didn't even know about whenever I brought it up. Even though it was in the past. As someone living in Hinamizawa, it wasn't wrong to want to know about both the good and bad that had happened here. If it'll put you at ease, then I'll tell you everything I know. Tomitake-san's smile made me more relieved than I'd ever been. It was hard to think of what to ask when someone said, "Ask me anything," though. Even when there was so much I wanted to ask. Who is this lady? Who is this lady? Then, could you tell me about what happened when the dam was being constructed? There was a big incident where Hinamizawa was going to be submerged, right? I think the locals will be more knowledgeable about the dam than I am. Well, if you don't mind, I'll tell you what I know. It's only what I read in the newspaper, though. Tomitake-san's eyes entered an unfocused gaze as he searched through his memory. Then he spoke. The decision to start the dam project was finalised 7 or 8 years ago. I heard it was the next largest project after the one in Kurobe. There were 3 major issues in Japan at that time. Improving inter-island transportation infrastructure, meeting the higher demand for electricity, and flood control. There was a boom of dam building due to the massive economic stimulus they provided, on top of generating electricity and flood control. Hinamizawa had the right conditions to support dam construction, so it was singled out. The dam reservoir would have covered quite a lot of ground when it was completed. The entire area, right up to Yaguchi, way upstream, would be underwater. Why did they have to pick a populated area like Hinamizawa? Couldn't they have instead picked a place where nobody lived? I'm gonna have to get another drink, I think. I need to be hydrated for this lore drop. Alright, fresh drink gotten. I've also taken my evening ADHD booster tablet. So that my information intake will be, like, tripled. It's like, you know, this is to go even further beyond that sort of thing. So why did they have to pick a populated area like Hinamizawa? You wondered, like, if they might have instead picked a place where nobody lived? I feel like you know, it's a tough one, that, because logically there's probably some big shot science reason as to why this place specifically is perfect, but also I feel like sometimes people are just assholes and they kind of revel on causing as much shit as possible, you know? I'm not really sure why, but I heard it was just the right terrain for building a dam. Of course, there were protests here in Hinamizawa. Rika-chan had said that they had fought. From that choice of words, I had to guess that things had turned violent. There was a trial, and it was even brought up before the National Diet. It was covered in the Tokyo newspapers too. Mihon had told me all about that as well. I'm sure every resident of Hinamizawa had united to fight together. The feeling of solidarity found here, which could not be expressed properly with mere words, was likely brought about by that battle. That's what I've been saying. There's a real, like, togetherness in this town, like, that transcends normal small town vibes, you know? Where did the lady go? As a result, bribery and scandals were brought to light. As things got more and more complicated, they eventually halted construction. I wanted to know. Now was my only chance to ask. It was certainly a bizarre incident that boys my age would be curious about. I felt a little shame that I was petty enough to have my curiosity piqued by Rina and Mion's refusal to talk about the event. But I figured I might as well ask since I had the chance. Just so I would stop thinking about it so much. So, there was a dismemberment, right? There was. I happened to be here in Hinamizawa at the time, so I remember it well. Tomitake-san's answer was nonchalant in contrast to my hesitantly forced-out question. It was about this time, 4 years ago. About this time, eh? The date snuck up on us. I wanted to know it in advance. And here we are. It was the day of the Watanagashi, if I recall correctly. Oh, shit. Debate on whether to continue the construction of the dam was in disarray. Scandal after scandal rocked the project near the end. I need to do some audio mixing, clearly. Oh, wait. They're part of the same track. Okay. The incident that was the final nail in the coffin for the dam project. Oh, that's a cool pic. Sorry, I'm photography brain's kicking off. A fight at the dam construction site ended in the victim being murdered. Fearing prosecution, the 6 assailants divided the remains into 6 pieces and each hid one. 5 of the 6 criminals turned themselves in out of guilt, but one was still on the run. Oh god, now my anxiety's kicking in because I'm like, oh, Tomitake-san was here 4 years ago. It makes him suspicious. Is it not? Okay, whatever. The right arm he'd hidden is yet to be found. The major details lined up with what was in the tabloid I'd read earlier. It certainly was a tragic incident, but it wasn't so terrible that Rina and Mion needed to hide it from me. I guess they didn't want someone who just moved here to have a negative impression of Hinamizawa. Felt grateful for having friends who worried so much about me, as well as shame for still being so interested in it. It was near the end of all the trouble with the dam, you see. So everyone was saying that everyone was saying that it was Oyashiro Sama's curse. Oyashiro Sama's curse, huh? Oyashiro Sama was the name of the god at the shrine that held the festival today, if I recall correctly. I see. Wait, hold on a minute. I need to check something quickly. No, it's Oniga Fuchi Defense Alliance. Different word. Very well. The guardian deity rained divine punishment down on the evil dam construction for trying to flood Hinamizawa. Apparently the younger ones didn't think so. But it seems the elderly in the village never doubted that it was Oyashiro Sama's curse. You're looking at me a little creepy-like. The woman with Tomitake-san chuckled mischievously. Tomitake-san then began laughing with her. It was so infectious I ended up laughing as well. But I wonder about now. There are quite a few, I think. Amongst the youth, too. A few, what? People who believe in Oyashiro Sama's curse. The woman's lips were still curled into a smile, but her expression turned stern. And after that, continued every year. Always around this time. Continued? What continued? Tomitake-san paused for a second, as if to build up some suspense. Then he whispered to me as if someone might have been listening. Every year, on the day of the Watanagashi, somebody dies. God. Oh no. Great, absolutely great time to be alone with two people. The year following the dismemberment, on the day of the Watanagashi, a man from Hinamizawa who had supported the dam fell off a cliff overlooking some rapids and died while he was on vacation. Speaking of his wife, unfortunately her body was also never recovered. He supported the dam construction, even though he lived in Hinamizawa. At the time, there were whispers amongst the elderly saying it was Oyashiro Sama's curse. The woman chuckled mischievously again. Then the next year, the night of the Watanagashi, the shrine's Shinto priest died suddenly from an unknown illness. His wife drowned herself in the bog that night. The shrine's Shinto priest? You mean he was from the shrine here? The woman nodded. There was a rumour amongst the villagers that they weren't able to quell Oyashiro Sama's anger. Then the year after that, again on the night of the Watanagashi, they discovered the battered body of a local housewife. Housewife? Up until now, all these mysterious deaths were people involved with the dam or who had connections with Oyashiro Sama. With that in mind, couldn't the housewife have been involved in some way too? Exactly, the woman stated slyly. No, it was more menacingly. The victim's family, you see, happened to be that of the younger brother of the dam supporter who fell to his death 2 years before. The younger brother is still alive, it seems, but it did bother him quite a bit, so he moved to the neighbouring town. For a while, I stood there with my mouth agape. So, that's the crux. Now we know. Mysterious annual deaths, seemingly related to people. Seemingly of people either related to the deity or to being in support of the dam construction. This happens every year today. The elders all sort of believe in that. And I have noted that they're very sort of in keeping with those sort of superstitions and those sort of beliefs, but apparently some of the young do as well. I mean, Rena was explaining the process in quite a bit of detail to us. Obviously, Rika, I mean, she's the Shrine Maiden. I just can't believe this never came up. Like, I mean, I understand why, but God. We moved here 1 month before, made these friends, and they didn't even think to, like, mention it at all. Or, like, even... They didn't stick around. Like, I'm just on my own. I suppose maybe there's an understanding that all the victims so far have had that connection, but even so... Why did... How did I get separated from Rena just now? Where is Rena? Because someone's going to die today. If they haven't already, they will. Like, extremely soon. Like, imminently. My first fear, of course, is that I'm on my own with a couple of people. But... I don't know. I mean... According to the, well, to be fair, not to metagame it, but according to some of the writing earlier, I was told a few days later by Mion that Rena kissed me, is what was said by the dialogue. Which indicates that, at the very least, me and Mion aren't going to die, right? Because if that were the case, then that would be a contradiction, right? It's getting darker out there. For a while, I stood with my mouth agape. The battle over the dam construction, with Hinamizawa's future at stake, and the murder at the centre of it all. That was all I knew, and that was all I wanted to ask about. But that wasn't all there was to the story. Homicide, body disposal, accidental deaths, terminal illness, suicide, fatal beatings. I'm a pretty level-headed person. I don't really want to believe in curses, but the freakish deaths happened every year on the day of the Watanagashi, and all of them were related to the dam construction. It was easy to dismiss each of them as coincidences by themselves, but when you put them all together, dismissing all of them as coincidence would then defy logic. I don't believe in curses, but every single year, on the day of the Watanagashi, somebody or something makes it happen without fail. The woman chuckled again, as if she was picking up on what I was thinking. It felt like she was saying, maybe there was. Maybe we frightened him. Stuff like that. Felt embarrassed at being read so easily. I pressed Tomitake-san to continue, a bit of impatience and irritation in my tone. Ugh, God, the fucking stream jump scared me. Then? So, someone died the next year, right? Who was it that time? I wonder. Who do you think, Keiichi-kun? This is where this is where it's getting put to the test, isn't it? Based on what we've picked up, let's assume it's... let's assume it's related to one of the 4 girls that we know. The gut instinct there would be either a sibling or a parent. I have had no indication of any siblings, really, from any of them. But Satoko and Rika have always concerned me. Satoko is the Shrine Maiden. She's linked to the shrine. Not Satoko. Rika. Rika is the Shrine Maiden. She's linked to the shrine. And as far as I know, she is... Well, she has to, like, make her own meals and the meals of Satoko as well. She's extremely well equipped at that. She can make complex meals. She's good with a knife. I think it's someone... If I had to guess... It's someone related to Rika. The hell? The way he said it didn't agree with me. The sarcastic tone ticked me off. Don't avoid the question. I'm serious here. Hey, calm down, Keiichi-kun. I realised when she tried to calm me down that I had been panicking. We aren't trying to avoid the question, Keiichi-kun. It's just... When you say the next year, that's today. Never mind then. We'll discard my theory. Throw that theory in the weeds. It is. This is it. When Tomitaki-san hesitated to say it, he finished it for him. I broke into a cold sweat. I really didn't like the direction this was headed. Nobody wants to speak for it. Nobody wants to speak of it. But they all think it's going to happen again tonight. The festival was so cheerful, though. Well, the victim last year, the housewife, she was a non-believer. Fuck, I only moved here a month ago. I'm not caught up with believing yet. I hope maybe there's a bit of a fucking grace period. Turns out she didn't even attend the Watanagashi festival. Fuck! Our parents. Did our parents come? We never saw them. Dad was sleeping in the fucking house. Mum waited for him. They can. There was a rumour going around that if you didn't participate in the festival, you would incur Oyashiro-sama's wrath. Didn't you hear anything about this, Keiichi-kun? I never even heard a whisper of that rumour. Then the reason everyone was at the festival was they were afraid of the curse. I figured that must have been the reason. There were a lot more people at the Wataganashi than usual. I guess everyone was just afraid after all of Oyashiro-sama's curse. I couldn't utter a single word. In this modern age, where we've made progress is all in scientific field, shedding light on the unknown and misunderstood. Our black and white television has been eradicated and we've sent men to the moon. Even with all of our accomplishments, this can exist in modern society. Tons of invitations were sent out to the neighbouring town's youth groups to help pad their numbers. But after that string of events, few decided to join. The municipal committee members were complaining about how hard it was to gather participants. Also, the police are treating each case as isolated. They don't believe they're connected. But apparently, they sent quite a few plainclothes officers for security. It finally began to dawn on me why Rena and Mion were reluctant to talk. It's not that they were hiding shit from us. They're scared of the fucking curse. Oh my god. I feel so bad. I've been doubting them this whole time. I've been assuming the worst. But it makes sense. Of course they'll speak fondly of battling, like fighting off the dam construction, because that's all in support of the town and of the deity, and that will hopefully help them avoid the curse. So that's why they spoke so fondly of that event, but would clam up the moment anything was said about the fucking death and dismemberment. Because if that information gets out, it sullies the fucking town's reputation to the point that it probably will get fucking submerged by a dam after all. And that would be a massive, massive breach and would surely incur a cursing. That's a fucking cursing. That's a paddling right there. If nothing happened during this Watanagashi, everything would have been over. And I'd be none the wiser. If nothing happened, all would be well. In that case, it would all end up being just crazy talk. I should have just pretended like I knew nothing from the beginning. Because now you're worried that your doubt has sowed enough seeds of doubt that the curse will continue. And fuck, man, if it does, you and everyone you're involved with, prime targets. I'd be fucked. My fucking paranoia, my urge to find out the truth, the fucking doubt I've been feeling this whole time. I am fucking fertile ground for this curse. Jesus. Oh my god. Okay. That's fucking bad. That's bad. This is bad. Then they wouldn't have had to act like nothing happened, and we would have all gotten back to life as usual. Maybe it was just too much for him after all. The woman ran her fingers through her hair as she sighed. No, it wasn't at all. I had tried to act strong, but that just served to emphasize how much the information had unsettled me. After seeing how I looked, Tomitake-san appeared to regret saying anything. Letting out a sigh, he then spoke, forcing an awkward, upbeat demeanour. Keiichi-kun, surely you don't believe in such things as curses. A fucking, plane immediately falls from the sky and strikes him specifically. For doubting the curse! Well, no. If the causes of all the crimes were unknown, with the perpetrators and their methods all mysteries, then I'd concede the possibility of a curse. But that's not how things are in reality. Police investigations have already uncovered the truths and perpetrators for all the cases. That's not the point, though. Even if there's some... I'm far from a superstitious person, but I'm, in full panic mode right now. Even if these fucking cases, these mysteries, have, objective truths and meanings to them, they still happened on this same day. They were still willed into fucking effect somehow. Hearing him say police made me feel a lot better. Ugh, God for some. It was perfect for repelling the word curse. Some would call police and curse tautology. The first one, the dismemberment, for example, I told you, didn't I? All but one of the perpetrators were arrested. It's only a matter of time for the last one. You were here, that day. I'm not accusing you, but I'm just like, hey, did you pick up on anything weird going on? The motive turned out to have been an argument they had while intoxicated. That's no curse. Don't you agree? That was true. If it didn't happen on the day of the Watanagashi, then I wouldn't think it was related to the curse at all. The accidental deaths of the couple who supported the dam is the same. He was in a position that made others hate him. The police made it a point of investigating from that angle. They concluded it was an accident, No foul play. But they both happened on the day of the festival, right? Just think about it, Keiichi-kun. Do you think people with a lot of enemies here in Hinamizawa could participate easily in a local festival? It would be especially hard for them to be around during the Wata Nagashi. So they probably left Hinamizawa intentionally around this time of year to travel, don't you think? It wasn't a very clear explanation, but I sort of understood what Tomitake-san was getting at. So I pressed on earnestly, asking more questions so that I could convince myself. Then, Tomitake-san, what about the priest who died after that? The one with the unknown illness? That also happened on the day of the festival. It's even easier to explain what happened to the Shinto priest. The Wata Nagashi is a really big event that happens once a year. It's probably from all the built-up stress. Or it may have been because of a pre-existing condition. But it was an unknown illness. It's hard to believe such a thing could exist with all our advances in medicine. It's just an exaggeration. Rumours making rumours. Anyone would get worked up over having incidents happen 2 years in a row. The sudden death is quite unnatural, though. Of course, the police ordered an autopsy because of the strange way he died. But there wasn't enough for them to open a full investigation, you know? I want to know about the symptoms. I want to know about that illness. Where did it happen? What were the symptoms? Turns out it was just sudden death due to illness. The priest's wife committed suicide, correct? What about that? I believe I already explained that. Everyone was shaken up by the incidents happening for a 3rd year. Those who were of strong faith were quick to believe it was the work of the curse. Of course, that included the priest's wife. Apparently they found a suicide note that said something like, "My death will quell Oyashiro-sama's anger." She killed herself, so that no one else would die that year. Supposedly. Well then, how about the next incident with the housewife? That happened on the day of the Wata Nagashi too. The perpetrator had already been caught, and the case has been closed. Turns out it was just some nut job trying to continue the legacy of the Hinamizawa curse. Then, how about the incident the next year? Oh yeah. This year is the next year. Tomitake-san gave a hearty laugh. Nothing will happen. Not this year. There was never a curse to begin with. Just that a group of people believed it was the explanation for a string of coincidences. My internal computer finally got itself back on track. I felt a bit embarrassed by how childish I'd become after losing control and panicking. I can see very clearly now that Keiichi-kun really does love Hinamizawa. Hey, if there is a curse, you're probably okay. Oh, got it. Okay, right. Even if Oyashiro-sama's curse actually did exist, I can't imagine that Keiichi-kun would become a target. I felt very relieved. I should probably just forget everything I heard tonight. I'll greet Rina and me on tomorrow with the same smile as always. They'd probably also like tonight to end without incident, so they can continue on tomorrow without having worried me. Perhaps seeing my change in attitude, the woman who had been listening in, stretched as she got up from the rock she was sitting on. Well then, I should be getting back. Goodness, I think I may have gone on a bit too long. There were so few people compared to the crowd from before. I could only make out a few groups of families enjoying the cool evening air. I looked at my watch. It seemed we'd talked for the better part of an hour. Didn't you come along with your friends, Keiichi-kun? Not going to look for them? Oh, yeah. They might all be looking for me. You're quite the scoundrel making the girls look for you. See you, Keiichi-kun. Have a nice night. You too, Jiro-san. I'll see you a bit later. Tomitake-san seems to be quite the scoundrel himself, so his name is Jiru. After dusting off her backside, she disappeared into the crowd of people still busy cleaning up the shrine grounds. Keiichi-kun! So sorry! In her place, Rina came running over. Could see all the others behind her. Speak of the devil. Don't say speak of the devil. Jesus fucking Christ. It's absolutely gonna... Something's gonna fucking happen. Something's gonna fucking happen. I refuse to believe that there's not gonna be some kind of a fucking death. My bad, Kei-chan. We got so caught up in our discussion. Completely forgotten about them while caught up in my own conversation, so we were even. My, so Tomitake-san was with you. This works out perfectly. We still need to settle the shooting gallery competition. Ah, that's right. So I guess I'm gonna end up dead last. Don't say dead last. In the end, after my dramatic victory, Rika-chan was the last challenger, but there weren't many targets left. The ones remaining were all tiny and difficult to hit. She did take her time and aim, but all 3 shots missed completely. She was to end up sharing the loser's crown with Tomitake-san. However, she did a little meeping cry in front of the owner, and he turned to mush instantly. She was given a pack of gum as a consolation prize. Her methods were a bit audacious, but she did avoid being the loser rather magnificently. Come to think of it, Rika-chan is quite the trickster. I have no idea what Keiichi is talking about. Now then, it's decided that Tomitake-san is dead last. Everyone cheered and applauded. Tomitake-san smiled wryly, slightly bewildered. So, Tomitake-san, are you ready? Penalty time. Please don't fucking... Oh, I don't want him to die. I don't... Oh, I'm so fucking scared. Fuck. Huh? Oh, I completely forgot about that. You're too naive, Tomitake-san. This is why you gotta avoid losing in our club. Mion pulled a felt-tip marker from her pocket. Oh, it's that. Show him some mercy, Mion. At least use a washable marker. A permanent one is too harsh. It just has to be permanent. Water-based marker would come off in the laundry. Whoa, what is this? Please take it easy on me. All of us pinned his arms behind his back, and Mion approached him with a marker in one hand. And squip, squip, squip. But she didn't write on Tomitake-san's face. She wrote on the shirt he was wearing. You better have your big break this year, Mion. And that's when he turned up the next day in the river with a broken neck. Rina took up the marker next. Show me your photos next time, okay? Rina. It was a little heartwarming and I just had to laugh. This is more like a farewell card than a penalty. I'm not as soft as the rest. I'll make sure this is a proper penalty. Haha, dead last, Satoko. Fuck. Try harder next time, Rika. Here you go, Keiichi-san. I couldn't decide what to write, but based on what kind of penalty was, this was probably the most appropriate. Come back and play again, Keiichi. Tomitake-san was silent the entire time. At first he was quite bewildered, but now he had a different look on his face. So I have to wear this all the way back to Tokyo as part of the penalty? Of course. You better wear it all the way home. Haha, you could wear it when you come back. It would be nice. He appeared deeply moved. Embarrassment mixed with a wealth of other emotions made him turn a bright red. Understood. I'll wear this next time I come here. I promise. Everyone cheered and applauded. It was the finest party gift possible for a buddy heading out tonight. I saw the woman who was with Tomitake-san standing near the festival grounds. It seemed Tomitake-san noticed her too, and it knew it was time to leave. Fuck. The sudden stopping music made me jump. I'm a fucking wreck. Seems like your guest is waiting. Isn't it about time? Hmm. Yeah, that's certainly how it seems. Tomitake-san headed off towards her and seemed to apologize for making her wait. We all shouted stuff at Tomitake-san. Each time we did, he looked back and waved his hand. Eventually, he faded into the darkness of the night, out of sight. It was quite the casual farewell. This wasn't the first time any of us had seen someone off. They had done the same thing many times before. He's gone. Well, it's about time we take off too. Rika-chan had to stay behind with the other committee members since they were having a meeting. Satoko was tagging along with her. I headed back home with the usual suspects. The walk back was quite lively, with talk of the day's war stories. Should have done this, should have done that, that kind of stuff. I'm so fucking scared of getting home and seeing something has happened. Like, it's building up to something. And these fucking photos, I love them, but they do not fucking help. They're really, really creepy. Rena and I parted ways with Mion. Then it was just the two of us. Then we got to my house, and I parted ways with Rena as well. It's already pretty late. Are you alright by yourself? Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. It's close. I'm gonna run too. If you run into some weirdo, just yell. If I do shout, will you come and save me, maybe? Maybe? Okay, if I hear you. Okay. I'll scream loud enough so you can hear me. Merrily spinning her arms around at high speed, Rena dashed off. She was fine. In that mode, not even an adult could stand against her. Smart thinking. Put her in cute mode so that she's virtually indestructible for the trip home. Good job. Rena's cheerful presence disappeared, and it finally became quiet again. The curse that not a soul mentioned, even under their breath. The more I learned about it tonight, the more unsettling it became. It didn't show on any of their faces, but they were probably all quite concerned about it as well. If nothing happens tonight, then it all ends up being just a crazy talk. I don't want to... As long as we don't go in the house, everything's fine. Nothing will happen. Nothing bad at all. What's wrong, Keiichi? Why are you standing in a place like that? Come inside, you'll catch a cold. Well, Mum's okay, at least. It was my mum. Did you go, Mum? To the Watanagashi festival? In the end, your father didn't wake up, so I missed it. A little disappointing. Mum stuck her tongue out with a bit of an embarrassed look on her face. That's not the end of the fucking chapter. That's not the end of the chapter. That's not the end of the chapter. That's not the end of the chapter. Please, no, no, no. No, no, no. Oh, we have 4 whole tips to fucking examine. Okay. Right, okay, so these are the 3 following events, and then a radio log. Let's go through them one by one. Hoju couple? god. Oh my fucking god, no, 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 no. No! We fucking told a lie during zombie tag, saying that her parents were at the gate. And she... Could she not even say anything about it because she was afraid? Oh no. From the June 1980 edition. On the afternoon of... at 2 p.m, office employee and his wife of Hinamizawa village in Shishibone Prefecture disappeared after falling 27 meters from the observatory platform in Shirakawa Prefecture. Police and firefighters searched downstream and discovered the body of around 7 p.m. that evening. His wife has yet to be found. The search has run into difficulties due to the effect of Typhoon Free from the previous day. It appears that a railing at the observatory that they leant on had broken, causing them to fall. The groundskeeping staff were questioned by the police in regards to facility deterioration and if park maintenance was performed properly. Satoko, fuck! She was so fucking nervous. She was so fucking nervous during the performance. Of course she fucking was. A fucking Shinto priest had died a couple of years prior. And now she's already lost, and Satoko's already lost her parents, I have to assume. And now her best friend is up there on the fucking stage. Oh my god, no! Oh my god. Furude. From the June 1981 edition. On the afternoon of around 10 p.m. in the something district of Hinamizawa village in Shishibone Prefecture, the Shinto priest of the Furude shrine passed away after an existing condition he was recovering from suddenly worsened. Parties close to the deceased said he was suffering from anxiety issues concerning the festival, which was to be held that day. Also, after his death, his wife went missing, leaving behind a farewell note. The police and local youth association continued the search. However, given the presence of the farewell message, and the fact that the Onigafuchi swamp is said to be bottomless, they have run into difficulties. Housewife murder. It wasn't reported in a newspaper. Oh. That's a bit fucked up in its own way. That's the fucking nothing is scary of fucking... Oh, it's got dark outside at my house now, and now we've got the radio log. Radio log. Tonight. This has to be tonight. Oh. This is Okinomiya Station calling Unit 3. Unit 3, please respond. This is Unit 3, loud and clear. Backup is headed your way. Hold position until further instructions. Over. Roger, Unit 3 acknowledged. Requesting no headlights. Requesting radio silence. Station, the doctor has arrived. They want to carry it away. What's the order? Over. Acknowledged. Leave it to the doctor. Affirmative. Understood. A backup has arrived. Shouldn't we let them take a photo first? I think the Vic is done for. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I have to keep going. This has been my longest session so far, and I can't stop here. I can't stop here not knowing what's happened. I will not sleep tonight if I don't know. Oh my god. Okay. Bracing myself.